Good morning, Neely. Good morning, Patty and Hamet. Good morning, Tenzin Lamo and Mary. Patricia, I don't think I'd said good morning to you yet. Giovanna, good morning. Tara. Good to see you all. Good morning, Alex. Morning, Carmen. Geshe Gelik has arrived.
Please have a seat. Alhamdulillah, prayer.
So let's begin by reciting Shakyamuni Buddha's mantra 3 times, and it's on page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book. Page 34. Keyata mune mune maha munai soha Keyata mune mune maha munai soha Keyata mune mune maha munai soha. Now the verse of praise and mantra for Medicine Buddha, also on the same page, 34. Bhagawan, with equal compassion for all, whose name, when merely heard, dispels the suffering of the low realms, dispeller of disease and the 3 poisons, I prostrate to Medicine Buddha, lapis light. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Teyata om bekanze, bekanze, maha bekanze, bekanze, raja samugate soha. Now the 4 measurables, 3 times in your own language. It's also on page 34. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends or hatred for enemies. Now the verse of praise and mantra for Chenrezig, the Buddha of Great Compassion. And this is on page 37 in the Gold Prayer Book. Not veiled by any fault, white in color, whose head a perfect Buddha crowns in light, gazing compassionately at all beings, to you, Chenrezig, all-seeing one, I prostrate. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Now the green Tara mantra and verse of praise, also on page 37. Tare liberates from cyclic existence. Tutare liberates from the 8 fears. Ture liberates from all sickness. I prostrate to the liberator, Mother Tara. Om Tare Tu Re So Ha. 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 The Refuge in Bodhicitta prayer is on page 34 in the Gold Prayer Book.
Sanje choda choje chonam la chanchu pato dani jabu dage choje jebe sonam je andola peje sanje andu bara sho Sanje choda choje chonam la chanchu pato dani jabu dage choje jebe sonam je andola peje sanje andu bara sho Sanje chodan soje chodan la chancho bodon dane jamno dage chushin jibe sanam dola peje sanje ando mona ana la me 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 aje o mona jaje la so chushin chodan chawa chebon sanje sunrawa rabdo shishi deve nyumo de da shishi tambe chushin de Namola yake da lo da ne je ge te bon da na me ge no wa kun je da na chi zo ba tam je ke do da ge che te do kan ge tu ze ne so ne da wa tam je pang be je tam be chu ne ten je ba ko dam de la cha se lo we yeah. Good morning all the people at the center. So did not come because having like some kind of cold. I don't want to give it to you as a gift. So then I stay home. Good morning, Venerable Hamala. Good morning, Venerable Tenzin Lamo. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Patricia, Patagonia. Good morning, Katina. Good morning, Nili. Good morning, Panditji, Pati. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Tara. Good morning, Felix. Good morning, Hen. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Bob. Good morning, Helen. Good morning, CJ, John. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Jovena. Good morning, William. Good morning, David. Good morning, Marcelo, Fernanda, Patagonia. Good morning, Naga. What is the meaning of your name, Naga?
It means cobra.
Oh, Cobra.
It means full name is Nagarani. That means Queen of Cobra.
Okay. Good morning, Susie. Good morning, Sandy. Good morning, Susan, Domasi. Anybody watching on YouTube? Good morning. Any question, Linda?
Yes, there is. There's a follow-up question. asked.
Oh,
So the follow-up question is, going back to reality, appearance, and perception, our perceptions can be wrong. Like when we are thinking the rope is a snake, speaking of snakes, how can we become more aware of when our perceptions are not aligned with the reality, but are colored by our delusions?
Yeah, delusion is the complicated things. Delusion is the complicated one. Subtle, very subtle, gross, subtle, very subtle. Here, now the question is, reality, like according to Buddhism, like especially according to Nagarjuna view of Pasankika systems. So reality is much profound than the reality that we talk about. Reality, true truth, conventional truth, and ultimate truth. Ultimate truth refers to shunyata, true nature of all the existence. True nature of all the existence. So that aligns with the reality, aligns with the reality.
Yes, it says when our perceptions are not aligned with reality, but are colored by our delusions.
Align means contact.
Aligned with reality, but are
That means contact with the reality.
I guess so.
Okay, contact with the reality, or like corresponding with the reality. Corresponding with the reality. So that kind of question itself is very profound. Corresponding with the reality, are we talking about the reality in terms of the true truth? So that is go much more deeper. So then we are talking about how to align our perception with the reality, means how do things exist, how they exist. It's very much, depend on that, how do things exist. Then the person, whoever is asking the questions, seeing, now what is the downside? What is the downside of not, I say, corresponding with reality? What is the downside? An example that person also mentioned, which is also mentioned and very much mentioned in the text, colorful rope, colorful rope, coil like snake outside of the, no, it doesn't have to be outside the house, but anywhere. Conditions, not much light, and the colorful rope is already coiled like snake. And when you're corresponding with that colorful rope, that's the fact. That's the fact. I'm not sure it's called reality or that's the fact. So reality gets a little bit tricky. So when you think about truth, especially, particularly when you think about ultimate reality, it's get a little bit complicated. So better to call that's the fact. Or you could say reality, that's the fact. So there's many, due to the circumstance, color is not just like some rope, it's colorful rope, not having a much light, and maybe already have some kind of like concern about the snake, if there might be some snake. So then what you see snake. So now seeing the colorful rope, which is like coiled like snake, seeing there's a snake, what is the downside? Or maybe there'll be anxiety, maybe there'll be fear, or maybe stress. That's the downside. So then your brain is wired to see that colorful rope is a snake. So that's what you see. So now there's like the mode of appearances. The colorful rope, for you it appears as a snake. The fact is the colorful rope, nothing more, nothing less. For you, it appears as a snake. For your six senses, it appears as a snake. So then you believe the snake. So the only way to overcome from the downside of that, like fear, anxiety, is to find the fact. Find the fact. So that requires analysis, whatever, like maybe more lights, or maybe a piece of stick to put it there, move around, whatever you need to do, you have to do, whatever you have to do to find the fact. You using more lights or calling people or calling experts. You know that in this country you have a lot of every single thing you have expert. You can call like animal shelter. There's many things. Some poor country, in some remote area, there's nobody to call. You're on your own. Here you can just call the phone. So find out the fact. What are you trying to do? You are trying to find out the fact. That's all what you're trying to do. You're trying to figure it out, whether it's a snake or not. Why? Because you are afraid. You are worried. Related to yourself, maybe related to your family member, or you're worried. So that's why you find out. Because ultimately you are seeking the freedom from that emotional, unsettling emotions. That's what you're trying to do. So then once you find out with a piece of stick, when you move around, it's not moving, so you know there's no snake. So all this emotional things is over. Oh, that's probably the fact. So that's the downside, not able to corresponding with the reality. So now here, the questions about reality. So that colorful snake is used as an example to how important is to finding a reality or ultimate truth in order to overcome from all this delusional thought. According to Nagarjuna's teaching, Prasangika systems, everything begin with notion of self. Is that true? Everything begin with me, I. Everything else is related to that, directly or indirectly related to that, because Chandrakriti said very clearly into entering into the middle way, Madhyaminga Avatara text composed by Acharya Chandrakriti. Tangbo Ngasya Dala Shinchuji. Tangbo means very beginning. Nga means you very beginning, all of us become associate ourselves with I. Experience I, not just that, then become holding on that very tightly, very tightly. So now it's time to analyze very object, that self, that you are holding so tightly. So now it's time to understand how you define that self, how you define. You can't just go along with that, because that is everything's, all the complications. Then of course, pleasure here, there, temporary pleasure, many of them, many kind of temporary pleasure generated by eye consciousness, ear consciousness, nose consciousness, tongue consciousness, body consciousness, many temporary pleasure generated by six senses is very much related to the notion of self. So that's why I'm saying things get a little bit complicated. So now the question arises, is that so important to really try to understand the very object that I hold so tightly? Is it very important for me to figure it out, what I'm holding on? According to Master Nagarjuna, Chandrakriti, all of that, they say it's very critical, it's very important in order to liberate ourselves from this. Is they consider this holding so tightly on self, basically on self, is that itself become like an iron cage that you basically trap there. So now it's time to open that cage and probably liberate, or like that. Danzu chaji time buzu sus meant, according to Lama Tsongkhapa, three principal aspects of the path of enlightenment. In that text, Lama Tsongkhapa said, Danzu chaji time buzu sus means we are trapped in that iron cage. Does that mean itself the pain? It's not necessarily pain, it is complications. The complications, it's not necessarily pain. It not necessarily means physical pain or mental pain. It just means that things get complicated, not just today. So till we liberate it, things will be complicated. Either you accept that fact, or you can't deny it will happen. It happens, it happens again. It doesn't happen like consistently, but it happens over and over. So if you are very tired of that, so now it's time to focus on that very object that you are holding so tightly, and why Nagarjuna, Master Chandrakriti, why they are saying that is like that iron cage that we are trapped. So we have to figure out what that really means, what it means like iron cage. So that's like the concept, notion of self that we all experience. Not just that, then we are holding so tightly. So it's very critical to find out the very object that we are holding so tightly. It's very important to you to find out in order to break that iron cage. So there's according to Nagarjuna, Chantakriti, Nagarjuna, according to their, I say, research, or their like conclusions to thorough analyzing, who knows, maybe decade and decade and decade. So what they found is quite critical to identify that self. Maybe the self is like a colorful rope. Maybe it's just colorful rope. It's not snake. Maybe we are seeing as a snake. Maybe it's now time to find out whether there's really snake or not, because all kinds of emotion rising in daily basis, all kind of, emotion rising. So that's what's important to find out. So now how to do that? Well, there are many guided meditations that you can learn, and you can, do the guided meditations based on reviewing them, analyzing them. Then once you try to analyze, when you reach to the point, then concentrate. There are many meditations you can do. Okay, so so according to Sutra of King of Samadhi, that's what it's called. Sutra of King of Samadhi. There's many statement after statement, and how to break that iron cage, and how to understand that's not snake. It's just simply colorful rope coiling like snake. It's not snake. It does looks like snake. It looks like snake. It's not snake. So now there's many statements from King of Samadhi, Sutra of King of Samadhi. That's what we call Tengenzu Jabindo. Juma Chaba Thagi Sutu, this Juma Chaba Thagi Sutu, the first one. Juma Chaba Thagi Sutu. Juma means illusionist. 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 Create something out of piece of stone, piece of wood, create something. What they create a beautiful object, flower, bird, rabbit, horse, elephant. They create. Illusionist, very good one, very good illusionist. They created this beautiful object out of just something like, out of something. They created beautiful object. Jumachaba Tagi Sutu, Tata Lambo, Shinda Naso Ches. Whatever you see, beautiful lotus, rose, mountain, or maybe flower or rabbit, or bird, whatever you see, it's not there. It's not there. It's just created by illusionists. That's illusion. What you're seeing is illusion. Whatever you see is not there. It's illusion. Likewise, everything else. Like that. That's what the text says. There's nothing like you see. There's nothing like you see. There's nothing like you see. Likewise, everything else you see. That's the first statement. That's the first one. Now it goes on. if you don't mind, I will explain. You mind? Second statement, Chitara permission in Melamnas. In the dream of the young woman, in the dream of a young woman, the young woman is dreaming that having a child. Chitara permission in Melamnas. Just dreaming that having a child generate pleasures. But again, seeing losing their child in the dreams create pain. So the permission she was junior guys is happy that you are having a child and like sad you lose that child. Oh, then the last statement, the same thing. Everything's like that. 1 minute happy, next minute sad. So what is indicating is indicating there's like we are not really corresponding with the realities most of the time. Unfortunately, the object that we corresponding is like illusions. It's like dream. It's like having a dream, having a child, as a young woman having a child, happy, and losing their child, and sad. It's like that. Okay. She does semuchi, not the second stanza, the third stanza. She does semuchi and davata. That's how this kind of like, when you review, it's kind of like review meditations. And of course, same time, you need to think. Otherwise, just mumbling the word and doesn't much benefit. She does semuchi and davatas. In the night, seeing the reflection of the moon in the water. But that water has to be clean or still or clean. Otherwise, you are not going to see the clear reflection of the moon. Where we see the clear reflection of the moon in the clear, still water, that's where we see the reflection of the moon. Does that look like moon? Yes. Is that moon? No. It does look like moon, but it's not moon. Likewise, everything else, it looks like, but in the ultimate reality, it's not. It's not. This body looks like Geshe-Gelek. According to ultimate reality, this is not Geshe-Gelek. Like that. Oh, third stanza. Chida semuchi dawa tashi nyoba mi chunana. Shide tomba. That is reflection of moon. It's not moon, but we see it's like moon. It's not moon. Likewise, everything else like that. So the third stanza. But the fourth one, Chida sokwe nima chedinas. In the middle of the summertime, in the desert. Middle of the summertime in the desert. From the distance, what you see, mirage. Does it look like water? Yes. Why you see it's like water? Due to all the causes and conditions. Sunlight, sand, they create mirage. Do people kind of hallucinated by that, seeing the water? Yes, not just animal, human too. Go put a lot of effort, go there, believing there's water, but actually there's no water. What you see is the water. What it is mirage. What you see is the water. What you see is something absolute solid. That's not what it is. That's what you see. That's what you see. That's not how in reality, that's how things exist. That's what you see. Like likewise, seeing from the distance in the middle of the summer, seeing mirage of the water, that's what you see. and that's what you believe, but that's not water, that's called mirage. That was everything like that. So now then the second stanza, Chida soge nima chuduna mijo tala chu, chuna mijo tala chu pumbotu, chida soge nima chuduna. Chida soge nima chuduna, jewu kumbe dungshin roa, jewu person who's very thirsty, walking, the person who's walking is very thirsty. From the distance, that person sees mirage is the water, maybe probably. So then go there, but there's no water, there's mirage. Oh, Chida soke nima chuduna jewo kumbe dungshin roa, mijo tala chu pumbotu chunam tanje ti shabajes. So likewise, everything's like that. Well, you are very thirsty. Yeah, you are very thirsty. What are you looking for? Water. What you're looking at is a mirage. And believing there's water. That's not water. And not realizing the very things that you're looking, there's not knowing there's a mirage. And what you're seeing, there's a water, not just seeing, they're believing. So then, of course, you go there. Why? You are thirsty. That's why you go. That's what you're looking for. Like that. Oh, there's no water. There's no water. It's mirage, simple as mirage. There's no water. But the person who is very thirsty want to drink. You can't drink. It's not water. Person want to drink, but it's not water. But what you see is the water. What you believe is the water, but you can't drink. You can't blame that person because that person is thirsty. That person is looking for water. So that person didn't realize that you cannot drink mirage. No. Oh. The person wants to drink that. Oh. That's not water. You cannot drink. That's not water. You cannot drink. Likewise, everything like that, everything. So that's how that, helps. There's like guided meditations that helps you to, I say, correspond with ultimate realities. That's this is the kind of training that you go through, or meditation you go through. Oh. So the last stanza is hard to translate, Chushing means it's like maybe banana tree, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a banana trees. So maybe you have more knowledge. Does banana tree produce banana only one time, or how many times it produce banana throughout the year? It just produce one time? Once a year, certain fruit, they only produce fruit one time, so then next year we produce another one. Does anybody have any idea of how many times the banana tree produce banana?
I think here in the United States, it's probably only one time, once a year.
Or how's about in India?
Banana trees here, it's usually, in the summertime, and then the plant dies off.
I think it's the same thing. Banana only produce banana once a year. It should not change based on the place, I think.
Does anyone know? We don't know.
This kind of so if that trees produce banana only once a year, whenever which month, I have no idea. So like, so then looking for banana to going to that trees, after that tree only produce the banana, so you can look that tree inside out, you are not going to find the banana. And then, Chita Chushulumbe, Dombola, Nimbo Doshi, Jebu Tesisa, Nanda Chirokuna, Nimu Mechonam to the Nanda Chirokun. Yeah, it's like not banana is not inside the tree, not outside the tree. You are not going to find a banana. While you're looking for banana and going to the tree in the wrong time, the tree is already produced. So this is the kind of training that allows you to encounter ultimate reality or corresponding allows you to correspond with the ultimate realities. So now that's more like external things that you're analyzing. How's the self? So then there's also another guided meditation. According to Shantideva, probably you read chapter number 9, which is all talks about wisdoms. When you read that chapter, the Shantideva states that very clearly. So the Tase Dharma. So now you are starting to analyze the notion of self that you're holding so tightly. Now you start to analyze. And first you go to your physical existence, sotang, teeth. How you do? Am I my teeth? You need to answer. Am I my teeth? What's your answer? So, am I my hair? Am I my nail? You go through each one of them. See what happens. See what happens. What are you trying to do? You are trying to figure out the very object that you hold so tightly called self. That's what you're trying to do. That's what you are trying to figure it out. What is self? Why I should, in the first place, why I should bother to analyze self? Everything began from there. Everything began. That's not about religion. That's the fact. That you could be atheist, you could be not believing anything, but you experience self. You say I all the time, regardless you are Buddhist, not Buddhist, Tibetan, American, believer, not believer, atheist. We all say I. You don't have to be a religious person in order to say I. We all say I. I'm happy, I'm not happy, I'm like, nobody take me very seriously, nobody respect me, nobody, that goes on and on and on. It's been going on and on like that. Since the beginning of this time, it's still going on. So therefore, it's very important to analyze, to have a clear picture what it means like self. So therefore, now you are trying to, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? Or I very much like to understand the very object I hold so tightly. I want to find it out. What it is it that I'm so holding so tightly on. Now I used to think this is my body. So now go through. What's your answer? Am I my teeth? Am I my hair? Am I my nail? What do you say? So then the one that's causing so much, sorry to say, one that's causing so much complications, if you believe that your teeth, it's very simple. You just take it out. It's gone now. The source of complications is gone. If you think it's hair, the much even easier. You just shape like Gishigele, it's gone. So then, so I'm just not making this up. Master Shantideva said in the guide to text called Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, Guide to Buddhist Way of Life, chapter number 9, you read is there. It's there. I just simply learn and try to, exactly like you, trying to figure it out. and very much like to help. I say, very much like to correspond with ultimate realities. That's what I wish. Why? Because I experience so much complication in this life. Then according to Buddhist text, it says it's not just this life. Since the beginning this time, I very much like to figure that out. Why? Because I don't want to go that again and again. I don't want to go into that cycle again and again. If there's a way out, I want to figure it out, and I want to see the way out. So that's why study Shantideva text, and then mumble the word, and sometimes think about what I'm going to find out. When I ask, am I my hair? My answer is no. It's very clear. I'm not my hair. I'm not my teeth. I'm not my nail. So that doesn't Dharma. Am I my bone? No. Am I my blood? No. Each answer is no. So that kind of minimize now. There's not much physically to analyze because I gone through all of them and my answer is no. So that doesn't Dharma is Dharma is. Not me. Am I my snot? No. Let me pick up my so that doesn't Dharma is Dharma. Let me pick up my choose water inside my body. Am I? No. Sweat when I exercise. Is that me? No. So now all of this, no. Answers no, no, no. You don't have to be a religious person. You just need to be practical. That's all. You just need to be practical. That's all. We are just trying to be practical. Why we are trying to find out that self? Everything causes by that. Everything caused by that. There's nothing to do with religion. That's the fact. Oh, so am I fat inside my body? No. Am I marrow inside my body? Bone? Marrow? Marrow? No. Am I my liver? Am I my lung? Shantideva was very thorough. Why? It's very much needed. In order you to figure it out, what you're holding so tightly on, in order to be liberated, that's all. In order to be liberated from that iron cage, that's all. Lochi, now you are going inside, lung, liver, all of them. All the other things inside the body, you went through one by one, but I don't know. But you have a little bit advantage because you know all of them in English. So you can go through all of them, go to one of them, and what do you find? Then they find, am I my pee? They said, no. So then now, that's what is left coming out of the body. Am I my pee? Am I my poop? No. So now, what is left? Finished. There's nothing to analyze. What's your conclusion? Did you find self? No. Do you feel? Yes. So now, only thing that left is thought, mind, consciousness. That's the only thing left. So now your analysis went to a little bit subtle, become a little bit subtle. You are not analyzing something that has shape, color, you can see. No, now that you are analyzing something that doesn't have shape, doesn't have color, now you're wondering, am I my idea? Am I my thought? What's your answer? Also, then now there will be something left, heat. air, space, these are left. Am I heat up of my body? Am I oxygen that I breathe? Am I space inside my body? You went through them. Now there's nothing left. Physically, there's nothing left to analyze. No? So now only thing that's left is thought and idea, your perception, conception, that's all left. Now you analyze. Now you are going to, in a little bit subtle way, the deeper level. So now what's your answer? Am I my idea? If the answer is yes, nobody can see you. Is that you believe nobody can see me? If you are your idea, people cannot see you. People cannot see, people cannot treat you. You can't go to hospital because they can't treat you because you are just simply your idea. Nobody can see. Is that what you believe? Counter argument is very much needed in order to figure that out. Counter argument is very much needed. Am I my thought? Yes. Then you are indirectly you are saying nobody can see you. Is that true? That's probably not true. Oh. Now you kind of figure it out. Are you 100% convinced? That's hard. That's not easy. Are you 100% convinced? All the physical part that you went through, are you 100% convinced that's not you? Are you 100% convinced? That's the main questions. Are you 100% convinced that you are not your idea, you are not your thought, and you are not your consciousness? Are you 100% convinced? So now what do you see? You don't find anything. Does that mean that you don't exist? No, you do exist because you are the one who's analyzing. You can't say you don't exist because you are the one who's doing analytical meditations. So now what do you find? Probably nothing. What I should do? Pause. Pause, nothing to do. Pause. Maybe that's the way to, I say, maybe that's the best method or best way to connect ourselves with ultimate realities. Maybe that's the stage you go through. Oh. What are you experiencing now? What are you experiencing going through all of them? What do you experience? I am experiencing self. Very true, experience self. How you are experiencing now? What is it? What is it? Is it merely level on this aggregate? That's what is it? What is it? What is it? It's merely level. What you see, what other people see, is just level on that. What other people see. You as a Gishikele, you as a Phillips, you as a like Linda, you as like what other people see, then you just merely level there, you call, it's Gishikele. Merely level. That's the word has to have weight. Merely level. What that mere exclude is not something that exists from physical body. It's just level. It's just call. Just call. The moment you are born, are you Gishikele? No. Are you Linda? The moment you're born? No. Are you human being? Yes. How you become Linda? How you become Mary? Or somebody called Mr. Mary, then I become Mary. Somebody label. Based on what? Based on my physical appearances, somebody label. Am I experiencing mere Gishigele? No, probably not. What I'm experiencing absolute Gishikele. Absolute Gishikele. That's what I'm experiencing most of the time. I do get tiny taste of mere Gishikele when I go through this analytical meditation. Then I get glimpse of mere Gishikele. Generally speaking, my idea is Gishikele is something very absolute, or has title, has stories, all kinds of things. So it's not that easy. So it's kind of complicated. So that's why the question is very profound, like alliance with ultimate reality. That's the first question, why is important? That's very important. Why is it important to figure it out myself? Why is it important? Everything begin. Everything. Of course, pleasure, here, there, not just one, too many, probably. At the same time, many complications. That's why it's important to figure it out. Why everything that's beginning from there is very important to find out the source. Source. Oh. So like when you buy a food, you look at the label. What is the ingredients there? Where it's come from? You check. Why? Because for your well-being. That's exactly why we meditate on Shunyata. Because of my well-being. That's all. It's not like supporting Kadamba Center or supporting Buddhism. No. It's about my well-being, my ultimate well-being. It's for my liberations. It's more for my freedoms from samsara. Okay. So that's it. There's nothing much to say now. That's all I can say. So that's the meditations. So then what is the result? What's the result? When you come out of that meditation, analytical meditations, your perception of things change. Before everything looks so serious. Now, you are seeing, it's like, almost like seeing is like illusions. It's not, you are not seeing it's something very absolute, inherent. You are seeing is more like you are seeing at the same time you are thinking, and that's how it's called like post meditation sessions. The result after the meditations, everything that appears, you don't take them as they appear. You don't take them right away. You don't take them right away as they appear. What you do, you analyze them. Not just analyze, you totally analyzing whatever shape, color, analyze. Sound, analyzing. Smell, analyzing. Taste, tactile, everything that appears there, you analyze. The goal is to find the ultimate reality. That's the goal. Even in the post-meditation session, you're still trying to find the ultimate realities, the true natures. Temporarily, what you're trying to do, you're trying to prevent yourself projecting more than there should be. Maybe there's like 1%, 99 you project. So that projections obscure you to see the 1%, 1%, because what you see is 100%. What is there is a 1%. Why is that? Not analyzing them, not doing the total analysis. Then you project. Then moment you project, you are hallucinated. Once you hallucinated, what you see hallucinations. Hallucination is not the realities. Everybody knows. Once moment you start to project, what are you going to end up seeing? Hallucinations. The moment you project, you are hallucinated. What are you going to see? Hallucinations. You are not going to see the realities. Therefore, temporarily you are trying to prevent yourself projecting. Oh, not just evil, it's very evil. It's like unbelievable evil. Maybe it's not unbelievable evil. Oh, so good, one of the best in the world, and there's nothing like that in the whole world. Maybe a little bit exaggerated. Maybe so need to be in the middle way. You can't go like this and this, but always balance, but better. Maybe better opportunity to see the reality. If you go like this, oh, so bad, like it's like unbelievable, like there's no word to express. There's no word to explain. That's like how bad it is. There's no word to explain. Maybe exaggerations. So what are you trying to do temporarily? Trying to prevent yourself projecting. Why is it so important to prevent projecting? The moment you project, you hallucinate it. The moment you project, you hallucinate it. What are you going to see? Hallucinations. That's commonly known. When you moment you see hallucinations, that's very commonly known that you are not seeing the reality. What you see is hallucinations, and you are hallucinated by your projections, not by somebody else. You could blame your neighbors, your friends, your family. You can blame, but you yourself is hallucinated. And that's the result that you're going to see the hallucination. You're not going to see reality. Okay, so that's why result of this analytical meditation. When you come out, you analyze. Good sound you hear, analyzing. The harsh word you are hearing, analyzing. Everything you're analyzing. What's the benefit? You are protecting yourself. That's all. You're protecting yourself. That's all. You're protecting your peace of mind. You're protecting from more complications. That's all you're doing. Once you learn how you protect yourself, you are indirectly protecting other person because you are not reacting. You are not reacting. So there's like then one hand, you can hear sound. One hand cannot make sound. It's just moving all the time. You are not participating. You are not participating. You are not participating. You are concentrated. You are being fully aware of what's happening. You are not participating. You don't hear sound. You hear sound. The moment you raise your another hand, it will hit. It will hit. Only way it hit is because you raise your hand, because other hand is going like this all the time, it will hit. Because you are not raising your hand because you are analyzing where there's words, because you don't like to hear the sound. That's why you are not raising your hand, because you know the moment you raise your hand, you are going to hear the sound that you don't like to hear at all. That's why you're trying to protect yourself, analyzing that, okay? So that's why ultimate truth, getting access to the ultimate truth, do so many good for your liberations. Sorry, so much been said. Maybe now you are bored, so maybe time to stop. So let's go. So now today, yeah, so take a few minute break, so then we do meditation Buddha Ninja practice. So it takes a few minute break, okay, we'll do short meditation Buddha meditations. Take a few minute break. If you need 5 minutes, take 5 minutes. So we'll do short one, not long one, short one. Okay. Yeah, then take a short break, maybe 5 minutes.
So we'll meet back at 11:37, according to my clock.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be precise, but like something like that. Yeah, so then Venerable Alhamdulillah do the short dedication, maybe some people will leave. Yeah.
So we'll start with the dedication verse from Master Shantideva. It's on page 246 in the Gold Prayer Book. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain a notion of happiness and joy by virtue of our merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with the mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may these never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now the long life prayers, first for His Holiness, it's on page 244 in the Gold Prayer Book. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good, all-powerful Chenrezig, Tenzin Gyatso. Please remain until samsara ends. A long life prayer for Sarah J. Khensen Rinpoche, Jetsun Losam Dalek. On page 245, the one who mastered his speech at a very young age, the one with great patience received the name Avatare, the one with great precision who spread the teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa and Bliss and Void, Lama ornament of the Yellow Hat tradition. Please remain until samsara ends. The long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche on page 244. You who uphold the subduers more way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manchana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplished magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, save for myself and others, your disciples, please live long. And 7 Dharma mantras for Geshe-la and Geshe Sangpo's long, happy lives. Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha, 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 Om Taritu Taritu Re Soha.
Let's take a break, 5 minutes. Take a break. Oh, lots of tomatoes delay.
Hello, Gisela Testile.
Good to see you. Long time
Good
no
to
see.
Good to see you. Sometimes I'm listening, but today.
Okay, very good.
Gisela, Katinche, Gisela.
Okay. Oh yeah. Take a break. Oh, Fernanda. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Fernanda, ¿cómo está? Good. Marcelo, you looks good. CJ, how are you? Linda, are we ready?
Yes, Geshe-la, we're all ready. Thank you.
Please sit comfortably. I mean, physically, mentally, sit comfortably. Physically, whatever, however you feel comfortable, you sit like that. Okay, physical. We are going to recite the longer mantra, not short one, longer one. Okay. Then please visualize on your crown chakra, top of your crown chakra, or top of your crown, so maybe you don't see the chakra, but on top of your crown, visualize medicine Buddha, form of light. Okay. Combination of all the 7 medicine Buddha. Because eventually you visualize 7 of them, then eventually you kind of like dissolve one after another, then everything will be dissolved into main medicine Buddha. So that's what I'm just going to do today. Just visualize the main medicine Buddha, form of light, dark blue on your crown. Facing the same way you are facing. We did the preliminary prayer already did in the beginning of the class. We don't need to do it again. It's already done. So just visualize medicine Buddha, essence of all the 7 medicine Buddha, the main one, essence of color, dark blue, bright, on top of your crown. Lamla said the main medicine Buddha's name probably 7 times. So then improve your visualization, okay? Improve your visualization like this. If you can, here in the picture, so the mantra is like, many medicine Buddha is surrounded by mantra, but actually that mantra should be in the center of the heart, central heart of the medicine Buddha. Not outside of the medicine Buddha, but center heart of the medicine Buddha. Mantra should be center heart of the medicine Buddha, not outside the medicine Buddha. But the most important thing, if you can visualize the mantra, just visualize the medicine Buddha itself, form of light, bright, dark blue. So then we will say the many medicine Buddha's name 7 times according to exactly like the teachings or meditations, 7 times. Then while we are saying this name 7 times, improve your visualization, means make it clear as possible. So whenever Lamala will say the mantra, so then you can just listen or you say together, okay?
To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings. To Guru Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha, medicine Guru, King of Sapphire Light, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Please grant us your blessings.
Now, my friend, trying to expand the visualizations on the top of crown, your crown, and your friend, your pet, loved one, close one. If they are struggling, physically, mentally struggling, visualize the medicine Buddha on their crown. While we are reciting the mantra, nectar flows like laser beam. All the sicknesses, physical sicknesses, mental difficulties comes out through your body. Every single pore comes out, every single pore of your body, every single comes out of your body. Or you can visualize the nectar flows like snow flowing on the hot surface of the rock. Moment it landed, melt. Moment it falls, it melt like that. Nectar flows from medicine Buddha. So then kind of dissolve. Feel your body, all the physical difficulties, mental difficulty, obstacles, negativities completely comes out of every single pore of your body, comes out, then completely disappears. Okay. Please hold that visualizations. So then I'm going to recite the medicine Buddha mantra, longer one. First do 21.
So this is a long mantra.
Yeah, what is one?
Right here, let's see, yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vidura Trabarazaya Tathagata Arate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vidura Trabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekanse Guru Vedura Tabarazaya Tathagata Arhate Samyaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekanse Bekanse Maha Bekanse Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze
Guru
Guru
Bendoya
Vidura Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate
Samyakam Buddhaya Teyata
Yata Om Bekadze Mahabek
Bekaze
Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze
Guru
Vidura Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate Samaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabek
Bekaze Rajas
Raja Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze
Guru Bendoya
Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate Samisam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabekadze
Bekaze Rajas
Yada Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze
Guru
Vidya
Bendoya
Chabarazaya Tatakataya
Kataya
Arhate
Arate
Samaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabekadze Yada Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze Guru Vedura Chabarazaya Arhate Samaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabekadze Radha Samugate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Bekadze Vedura Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate Samaksam Buddhaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabekadze Yada Samagate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Kanse Vedya Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate Budaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabek Yada Samagate Soha Om Namo Bhagavate Kanse Vedya Chabarazaya Tatakataya Arhate Budaya Teyata Om Bekadze Mahabekadze Raja Samugate Soha.
So now please visualize that very medicine Buddha form of light that you have been visualizing on your crown dissolve as a form of dark, bright blue light through your central channels and remain in your heart chakra till you heal, completely heal. Oh yeah. May all who are sick and ill quickly be free from their element, whatever disease they are in the world, may they never occur again. May all beings everywhere plagued by suffering of body and mind obtain ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merit. May all beings everywhere plagued by suffering of body and mind obtain ocean of happiness, joy by virtue of our merit. May all beings everywhere plagued by suffering of body and mind obtain the ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of our merit. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Thank you very much. You all have wonderful weekend. And from now on, whenever you take supplement medications, you recite the short mantra a few times, so then blow, so then take it kind of increase the healing energy into the medication, okay? So there's something that I do, so I wish you do the same thing. For your benefit, to live long, to do good things. Good things, okay? Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, then see you next Sunday. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank
Feel
you,
better
Geshe-la.
soon.
Teacher,
Thank you, Lamla.
Lamala.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Rosie. Thank you, Geshe.